What if I told you? The moment you stop chasing her is the moment she starts noticing your absence more than she ever noticed your presence. Would you believe me? Or would you keep doing what you've been doing, scrolling through old texts at 2 a.m., replaying conversations in your head, trying to figure out what you said wrong? You keep hoping she'll come back if you just say the right thing, show how much you care, prove that you're still there for her. But let me ask you this. Why are you trying to prove your worth to someone who couldn't see it to begin with? You see, heartbreak doesn't kill you, but chasing someone who stopped caring does. It drains your energy, your focus, your self-respect. It rewires your brain to crave crumbs when you used to serve full plates. That isn't love. That's dependency. That's addiction disguised as loyalty. Now, this video isn't about being bitter. It's about being better. This is about getting over her without begging, texting, or chasing. No more double texting. No more checking her story to see if she's thinking about you. No more letting your peace be held hostage by someone who couldn't see your value when it was right in front of her. What I'm about to give you isn't soft. It isn't gentle. It's surgical. Stoicism will be your foundation, because when emotions are screaming, logic is your sword. And dark psychology, that's your armor. We're flipping the script. We're using silence as strategy, distance as dominance, detachment as attraction. Because here's the secret. You don't win her back by breaking yourself. You win by becoming the version of you she could never get close to again. Not because you're bitter, but because you've evolved. You want her to regret losing you? Then stop reminding her you're still available. Let your absence create the tension her presence never appreciated. In this video, we're breaking this into 10 sharp, unforgettable rules. Each one will build you stronger, colder, and more untouchable. You're not going to wait for closure. You're going to become it. If you're done feeling powerless, if you're ready to stop breaking your own heart, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I reclaim my silence. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Stop chasing someone who isn't running toward you. Let's get one thing straight. If she wanted you, you'd know. You wouldn't be confused. You wouldn't be overanalyzing every text or waiting days just to get a dry hey at 11 p.m. You'd feel her effort, her consistency, her presence. But she's not running toward you. And that means every step you take toward her is a step away from yourself. Here's what they don't tell you. Chasing isn't romantic. It's desperate. And desperation destroys attraction. When you chase someone who's pulling away, you're sending one loud message. My self-worth depends on your attention. That's emotional suicide. That's how you lose both her and your dignity. Stoicism teaches us to act from logic, not longing, to stand still when the world pushes and remain unmoved when the heart screams. When you stop chasing her, you stop handing her the script. You stop playing the fool in her story and start writing your own. Dark psychology flips the game, because the more someone pulls away, the more silence becomes power. Your lack of reaction is the trigger. Your distance becomes the mirror she didn't expect to face. If she didn't value you when you were available, she will start to question herself when you vanish without explanation. You're not walking away to punish her. You're walking away to protect you, because the one who chases loses leverage. The one who stands still forces the other to decide, come correct or keep moving. If you're done making decisions from a place of weakness, if you're ready to take back control, comment below. I master my emotions. They do not master me. Number 2. Emotion is a weapon, but only if you wield it, not bleed from it. Heartbreak hits like a drug. Withdrawal, obsession, mood swings. 1 minute you're fine, the next minute you're staring at a photo wondering how she moved on so easily. But here's the brutal truth. She's not the reason you're suffering. Your lack of emotional control is. Pain is natural, but drowning in it, that's a choice. Stoicism teaches us to observe our emotions, not become them. You can feel pain without acting on it. You can feel anger without sending a weak, needy message at 1 a.m. The man who can sit with discomfort and not flinch is the man who becomes untouchable. While most people beg for relief, the Stoic remains composed, still bleeding, but still standing. And here's where dark psychology kicks in. Emotional discipline is magnetic. When she expects chaos and you deliver calm, she starts to doubt her own power. When she pushes your buttons and you don't react, you stop being predictable, you stop being controllable. And the second she realizes she can't control your emotions anymore is the second she starts to wonder if she ever really had you. Emotion is energy. If you waste it chasing her, you lose. If you use it to level up, to build, to stay silent, to become colder and sharper, you win. You don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with ice. If you're done handing your peace to people who don't value it, if you're ready to be the calm in the chaos, comment below. I am the storm behind the silence. Number 3. Your absence will echo louder than your words ever could. Let me ask you this. What's louder, 1,000 texts or complete, unsettling silence? Most men try to explain their worth. They write paragraphs, apologies, long confessions. They try to prove they're different. But here's the truth. The more you talk, the less she listens. The more you try to fix it, the more you validate her walking away. But silence. Silence makes her wonder. Silence creates tension. It leaves space. It flips the script from "he needs me" to "why hasn't he reached out?" That's where the power lives. When you stop trying to prove anything, you become everything she starts thinking about. You become a question mark in a world full of exclamation points. Stoicism teaches us not to speak to be heard, but to speak only when it improves the silence. So if your words aren't building respect or peace, don't say them. Your absence should speak for you. Your distance should raise questions she never thought she'd ask. And in dark psychology, this is called reverse pursuit. The more you back off, the more the brain fills in the blanks. She starts checking your story, watching your moves, wondering if she got replaced or forgotten. It's not manipulation, it's magnetic indifference. You don't need to say anything. You don't need closure. You don't need one last message. Let the silence make her realize what your presence used to solve. That's how you become unforgettable. If you're done repeating yourself to someone who stopped listening, if you're ready to let your silence do the talking, comment below. My silence speaks louder than my pain. Number 4. Rejection isn't about you, it's her projection. Here's the part most men never hear. She didn't reject you. She rejected the version of you she couldn't control, couldn't understand, or didn't feel ready for. That's not on you. That's a mirror of her own limitations. And the moment you stop taking it personally, you free yourself. Rejection hurts because your ego gets hit, not because she held some divine authority over your worth. But let's get one thing clear. Her inability to see your value doesn't erase it. It just reveals where she's at, mentally and emotionally. Sometimes people leave not because you're not enough, but because you're too much for the shallow connection they were ready for. Stoicism teaches us to control what we can and accept what we can't. You can't force someone to understand your depth when they're used to drowning in the shallow. So don't lower your standards. Don't chase validation. Don't internalize her decision like it's gospel. That's not strength. That's self-abandonment. From a dark psychology lens, rejection is a psychological pivot point. Most people beg to be chosen again, but the ones who detach, they become the ones who get remembered. When you accept rejection without emotion, without anger, bitterness, or ego, you instantly flip the power dynamic. You become unpredictable, undeniable, unavailable. So next time you feel that sting, remember this. She didn't reject you. She revealed herself. And that's your freedom, not your failure. If you're done mistaking rejection for truth, if you're ready to take it as redirection, comment below. Her rejection is my redirection. Number 5. The one who controls their time controls the frame. Think about how much time you've spent waiting on her, waiting for a reply, waiting for her to come around, waiting for closure. Now ask yourself, how much of that time actually brought you peace? Probably none. That's because when you give your time to someone who doesn't value it, you lose more than minutes. You lose power. Here's the truth. Time is attention, and attention is currency. The person who controls where their time goes controls the entire frame of the interaction. When she knows you're always available, she has no reason to prioritize you. But the moment you become selective with your time, she starts feeling what she took for granted. Stoicism isn't about isolation, it's about intentional living. Every hour you waste hoping she changes is an hour you could have used to evolve, build, and become unrecognizable to the version of her that left. When your time is guarded, your value rises. When your schedule isn't open to just anyone, people start to respect it, or they get left behind. And here's the dark psychology twist. When you remove access, you create tension. She starts noticing the shift, the delayed responses, the lack of availability. And suddenly, you're not the one chasing her energy, she's chasing yours. Not because you manipulated her, but because you restructured the game she thought she was playing alone. Never forget, the one who controls their time controls the emotional frame. She had the spotlight. Now take it back. If you're done wasting your time on someone who wouldn't even respect it, if you're ready to live like your energy is rare, comment below. I control the frame, I don't chase it. Number 6. Let her feel the weight of losing you, not the warmth of still having you. Every time you check in, reply fast, or leave the door cracked open, you're doing one thing, softening the blow of her decision to walk away. You're cushioning the loss. You're making it easy for her to forget what she gave up. And here's the reality. People don't regret what they lose until they feel the loss. You think staying connected will keep you on her mind. Nope. It just tells her you're still available, still waiting, still hoping. But the moment you go quiet, go cold, go gone, that's when the discomfort hits. That's when she starts to feel the void you used to fill, not just with words, but with presence, with energy, with emotional access. Stoicism teaches us to remove our attachment to outcomes. You're not supposed to worry about what she thinks or whether she's coming back. You're supposed to protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. And when someone threatens that peace, even if they meant a lot, they have to feel the consequences of your absence. Dark psychology works in silence and scarcity. The more someone feels your withdrawal, the more they start to remember your value. The emotional brain craves what's no longer easy to access. So don't remind her of who you were. Let her miss it. Let her wonder if she miscalculated. Let her sit in that silence long enough to wish she never created it. You're not punishing her. You're just refusing to reward disrespect with availability. If you're done handing out comfort to the one who caused your chaos, if you're ready to be felt through absence, comment below. My distance is my dignity. Number 7. Desperation is a repellent. Discipline is a magnet. Let's get this straight. Women don't leave men because they're too nice. They leave because they sense weakness masked as love. You think showing her you care will win her back. Nope. What actually pushes her further is the scent of desperation, the constant availability, the emotional pleading, the fear of losing her. Here's the truth. Desperation screams, I have no options. Discipline whispers, I choose who gets access. And that whisper? That's magnetic. That's what pulls her back in. Not because you begged, but because you backed off and focused on yourself with brutal clarity. Stoicism trains you to detach from outcomes, to act with intention, not impulse. You don't need her to see your worth. You need to stop chasing validation from someone who already made her choice. Discipline is walking away when your feelings want to stay. It's staying silent when you want to explain. It's choosing self-respect over temporary attention. And dark psychology, it flips the dynamic. Desperation hands her the power. Discipline forces her to question it. You're no longer seeking, you're selecting. That shift in posture alone changes how she perceives you, and how others do too. Women are drawn to the man who doesn't chase, not because he doesn't care, but because he cares more about his mission than someone who gave him mixed signals. That's attractive, that's rare, that's power. If you're done being the one who gives too much for too little, if you're ready to become the one who chooses, not begs, comment below, "My discipline is louder than my desire." Number 8, you don't heal by reopening the wound. Every time you check her profile, every time you reread old texts, every time you consider sending that "I just want closure" message, you're not healing. You're cutting the wound open again and pretending it's therapy. But real healing doesn't come from contact, it comes from control. You think staying connected will bring clarity. Nope. It only keeps you emotionally entangled with someone who already detached. You want to move on, but you won't stop touching the past. That's like trying to put out a fire while pouring gasoline with the other hand. Stoicism demands we cut what no longer serves us. That includes access to anything, or anyone, that disrupts our peace. The man who can walk away without needing closure is the man who becomes untouchable. Because closure isn't given. It's created in silence, accepted in solitude, and built in discipline. Dark psychology thrives on control of emotional loops. The longer you stay in contact, the longer you stay under her influence. And guess what? If she knows she can still reach you, still trigger you, still get a response, she has no reason to regret losing you. But when you vanish, when the line goes dead and the energy disappears, that's when regret starts whispering in her ear. You don't heal by talking it out with someone who shattered your peace. You heal by protecting that peace with silence so loud it echoes in their mind. If you're done picking the scab just to feel something, if you're ready to actually let it close, comment below. My peace is non-negotiable. Number 9. She will come back, but you won't need her anymore. Here's the twist you don't see coming. Once you stop chasing, once you go cold, once you level up in silence, she will come back. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but one day, out of nowhere, that notification will hit. And when it does, you won't feel excitement, you'll feel clarity, because by then, you'll have grown into the man she didn't have the patience to wait for. The man who rebuilt himself in the quiet. The man who didn't just survive the pain, he turned it into power. She'll come back to test the door, but this time you won't be standing on the other side holding it open. Stoicism is the art of mastering yourself so deeply that no one else's validation can shake you. You won't need revenge. You won't need to flex. Your evolution will say everything without a word. And that's the kind of glow-up that stings the deepest. In dark psychology, this is called reversal of value. The person who once discarded you now feels discarded by you, not because you're playing games, but because you've genuinely outgrown them. You don't need to block her. You don't need to wish her the worst. You've just moved so far ahead, she's not even in the frame anymore. And when she says, "I miss you," you won't feel pulled. You'll feel peace. If you're done waiting for her return, if you're focused on becoming the version she could never reach again, comment below, "I outgrow what doesn't grow with me." Number 10. Detachment is the final flex. You want to know what really makes her think twice? It's not your words, not your texts, not even your silence. It's when she finally realizes, you truly don't care anymore. You're not pretending. You're not acting cold just to get a reaction. You're detached, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, gone. That's when the gravity shifts. That's when she feels it for real. See, detachment isn't about being heartless. It's about being untouchable. It's when her validation doesn't spike your emotions, when her attention doesn't alter your peace. It's when you're no longer watching, waiting, or wondering. You've accepted the loss and turned it into leverage. Stoicism teaches this better than anything else. Control your mind, and no one can control you. Detachment is the armor. You don't cling to people. You don't chase closure. You don't fight to be understood. You let go, fully. And that scares the hell out of people who once had emotional access to you. In dark psychology, true detachment is the psychological shift where you move from reactive to irrelevant. You're not punishing her with absence. You've just outgrown needing her presence. That's what bends the frame. That's what flips the power. Because here's the ultimate flex. When she finally circles back, craving what she used to take for granted, you're not angry, you're not hurt, you're indifferent. And nothing is more attractive or more final than indifference. If you're done hoping, waiting, or wondering, if you're ready to live like peace is your only priority, comment below. I detach, therefore I am free. So now you know, you don't get over her by begging, texting, or chasing. You get over her by becoming the man she thought she could replace, but couldn't. You stop explaining, you stop waiting, you stop bleeding for someone who didn't even try to stop the cut. Instead, you go silent, you go cold, and you rebuild. Because healing isn't soft, it's war. You have to kill the version of you that needed her to survive. And from that wreckage, you become someone stronger, someone disciplined, detached, and damn near untouchable. Stoic in your mind, unshaken in your presence, focused on your mission, not her attention. And here's the truth no one says out loud. She'll feel it, she'll remember, she'll regret. But by then, she'll be a chapter, not the whole story. And you'll be too far ahead to turn back. This isn't about getting even. It's about getting better. It's about becoming the man who never has to chase again. Because the energy you now carry draws everything to you. If this hit something real in you, if you felt every word like it was written for your situation, do something powerful with it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and drop your final stamp in the comments. I am no longer who she left. I am who she can't reach. Welcome to Stoic Blessing. Your healing is your power now.